The session is called to order. Please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baka, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagtitigil, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng waraming pagsika, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na may mga atin, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for the invocation to be delivered by the Honorable Ana Victoria Veloso Tuazon, representative of the 3rd District of Leyte.
Let us humble ourselves in prayer and supplication. Almighty God, our Father and Redeemer, we are broken and made whole in your suffering, grace, and mercy. We praise and thank you for calling us to do your work and for gathering us today to collectively discern your will. Thank you for the meaningful and impactful work, allowing us to bear witness to your glory with lives affirming your loving presence in our midst. As we approach the 10th year commemoration of what Typhoon Yolanda unleashed and take stock of our collective and individual lessons and response, Lord, we ask you to pardon our shortcomings as stewards and limited understanding of the complex realities we still need to deal with. Heal our hearts and minds and help us to truly listen. Please forgive our ambivalence and cynicism and help us to truly see what has to be done, strategically adapt, mitigate, and amplify climate action efforts. Guide us as we work towards being the change we want to see. Thank you for the opportunity to be sanctified by our work, for the gifts of hope, courage, teamwork, and grit, in wholeheartedly responding to the needs of our constituents and fellow Filipinos, particularly the marginalized and underserved. Thank you for the small mercies you send and for suffering with and for us. We pray with and for all among us who continue to overcome trauma, as well as the sick, the dying, the desolate, the grieving, and all limited by catastrophes and confined by the prisons of our time. Over the next 6 weeks of regular session for 2023, please bless us with the courage and wisdom we need for the catalytic work that still has to be done for our country and our planet. Help us as we craft transformative and impactful legislation, as we mobilize resources for our constituents and countrymen who need them most. Help us to do what is right, be a force for good, and create a culture of moral integrity in which people feel safe, seen, heard, and respected. May our gratitude be translated into wholehearted witnessing that draws our communities closer to you, seeing you in the work that we do. All this we ask with a child's faith. Amen.
The Majority Leader is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I move to call the roll of members.
The Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members of the House of Representatives.
Roll call of members. Honorable Representatives Abalos, Abante, Abunda, Acharon, Asidre, Acop, Adyong, Advincula, Agarao, Alba, Albano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Jose, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Angara, Aquino, Aquino Magsaysay, Arbison, Arenas, Arrogancia, Asistio, Ataide, Aumentado, Balindong, Barba, Barbers, Baronda, Barzaga, Bascug, Bautista, Bautista Lim, Benitez, Bernos, Billones, Biron, Bolilia, Bondok, Bongalon, Bordado, Bosita, Briones, Brosas, Buhain, Bulut Begtang, Bustos, Cabredo, Cagas, Kahayon Uy, Calderon, Calixto, Campos, Kawagdan, Cardema, Cari, Castro Franz, Castro Jane, Celeste, Chan, Chato, Chua, Chungalao, Ko Angelica Natasha, Ko Elizaldi, Ko Pilar, Ko Juanco Jaime Eduardo Mark, Ko Juanco Mark, Colada, Coliantes, Corvera, Cruz Ambrosio, Cruz Ricardo, Cuwa, Quaresma, Dagook, Dalipe, Dalog, Dayang Hirang, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, Defensor, Del Mar, De Los Santos, Dimaporo Muhammad Khalid, Dimaporo City Amina, Dionisio, Domingo, Duavit, Duhali, Duterte, D. Faustino Ino, D. Faustino Michael Carlos, D. Ian Paul, Ecleo, Emano, Enverga, Escudero, Espares, Espina, Estrella, Yudela, Farinas, Fernandez, Ferrer Antonio, Ferrer Juliet Marie, Flores, Fortes, Frasco, Fresnedi, Fuentebella, Galeyos, Garcia Albert, Garcia Dante, Garcia Jose Arturo, Garcia Maria Angela, Garcia Pablo Jan, Garcia Vincent, Guardiola, Garin, Gasataya, Gato, Go Ed Christopher, Go Mark, Goles, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Neptali, Gonzales Sandro, Goriseta, Guico, Gintu, Gulias, Gutierrez, Haresco, Hataman, Hernandez, Herrera, Horibata, Javier, Ko Olga Ara, Ko Ricardo, Ko Wilton, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagon Sani, Lara, Lazatin, Lee, Legarda, Libanan, Limkaychong, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Magsino, Malapitan, Mangawang, Maniquis, Manuel, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariano Hernandez, Marinho, Marquez, Martinez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miguel, Momo, Morden, Nava, Nisay, Nograles Juan Fidel Felipe, Nograles Margarita, Nolasco, Uwaminal, Olaso, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Ortega, Uano Dizon, Padiernos, Paduano, Paglas, Palma, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Peña, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Primicia Sagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Remulla, Revilla Bryan, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Reyes, Rillo, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yeda Marie, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sali, Salimbangon, Salo, Salvame, Santos, Saulug, Silverio, Singson Richel, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Suwan, Suansing Horacio, Suansing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Talyado, Tamayo, Tambunting, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Tambut, Tan Chay, Tan Huatco, Tariela, Teodoro, Teves, Tiangco, Tieng, Tolentino, Tulfo Irwin, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas, Tutor, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Verzosa, Villa, Villafuerte Luis Raymond, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villanueva, Villar, Villaraza Juarez, Villarica, Villago, Yamsuan, Yap Christiantel, Yap Christopherson, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, U Divina Grace, U Jazel Victoria, Yulo, Zamora Amparo Maria, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Paulo Duterte daw nag-excuse.
Sama. Duterte sama. Hindi nagpa-excuse sa akin. Sama nyo.
225.
Ilan?
Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 227 members responded to the call.
With 227 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Session suspended.
Session is resumed. Mr. Majority Leader, I would like to address the body.
Dear colleagues, the Speaker of the House Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez will address the body.
My esteemed colleagues of the House of Representatives, ladies and gentlemen, we open today's session with a speech to be delivered by the Speaker, myself, during this session, November 6. So my esteemed colleagues in the House, we open today's session with excitement and anticipation for another period of robust deliberations that highlight the process of democratic legislation. We are back on track with our parliamentary duties, and as I recommended during my closing remarks before the adjournment 5 weeks ago, we return with revitalized and full of creative, innovative energies as we again face the rigors of creating laws. I am filled with emotions, primarily of pride and confidence, for the list of achievements we have delivered in the name of progress, stability, and equality. These achievements include the approval of all 20 LEDAC priority measures 3 months ahead of schedule, the passage on third and final reading of the 2024 General Appropriations Bill in a timely and transparent manner, and the approval of 10 of the 17 measures identified by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in his State of the Nation address in July. All these are truly commendable for the institution where passions and power struggles permeate the complicated process of lawmaking. Our efforts did not go unrecognized, as evidenced by the fact that according to the latest surveys by reputable polling groups, we received the highest performance rating of the third quarter of 2023. That's all about you, the House. I'm also elated to report that the most recent survey by Okta Research indicate we are on the right track in identifying and addressing the problems and issues that confront our kababayans in their daily lives. I share this honor with you, my dear colleagues, for even under the lofty demands placed upon us, we succeeded in fulfilling our legislative responsibilities in a noble, rules-governed, and quality-oriented manner. Kung hindi dahil sa sipag at suporta ninyong lahat, hindi natin may babalik ang tiwala ng mamayan sa Kongreso. Ang mataas na pagkilala ng publiko sa inyong speaker at sa ating kapulungan ay bunga sa ating pagkakaisa at sama-samang pakikilos. Ito rin ay pagkilala na tama ang ating ginagawa sa institusyon nito. Mahirap mang gawin ang ilang desisyon na ating hinaharap na patunayan natin na nasa tamang panig tayo sa kasaysayan. I would also like to express and reiterate our unwavering commitment to conduct our proceedings openly, that is, with transparency. And as your humble leader and servant, I am fully aware of the magnitude of dedication that each member presents to our nation and the Filipino people. Hence, I am prepared to stand before anyone and vehemently defend our actions and decisions, even in the face of issues that threaten our institution's integrity. We have consistently upheld the principles associated with democracy, representation, fairness, pluralism, and even dissent. As you are well aware of that, despite all the hard work we have done to accomplish the goals we have set, certain sectors or individuals with misplaced priorities choose to malign and tarnish the positive image of this very institution we labored hard to achieve. My fellow legislators, it is true that we, the members of this 300-plus strong chamber, compose a cluster of high-minded individuals possessing a diversity of passionate views and different political perspectives. However, we remain steadfast as we set our differences aside and become fiercely united whenever the institution we courageously devote our efforts to, or any individual member of this chamber for that matter, is being threatened by opportunistic motives that aim to distract us from fulfilling our mandate. Nagkakaiba man tayo ng pananaw at paniniwala, nakakaisa tayo tumindig kung inaatake ang ating institusyon. Hindi rin natin papayagan ang sinuman na pigilan tayo sa pagkampanan ng ating mandato sa ating mga kababayan. As a major part of this mandate is open to provide honest and credible public service, one aspect of which is exercising the power of the purse, a constitutional obligation that entails careful and judicious examination of the National Expenditure Program. That being said, the House of Representatives during the budget deliberations a few months ago did not miss a beat in dissecting and scrutinizing and deliberating every figure and item in the 2024 budget proposal. And we have an alert minority to thank for their doing their share of the spadework in digging into the finer details of the budget. The House was never lenient, nor did it favor anyone. The entire process was dedicated to uplifting the lives of our fellow citizens and staying true to the fundamental principles of the system of checks and balances in the government. Wala pong personalan dito, trabaho lang. And as the Speaker, I am telling you in no uncertain terms that every centavo that was approved for spending under the 2024 National Expenditure Program will be judiciously spent. Let not our hard work be undermined by a dissatisfied few whose only intentions to sow divisiveness, and instead let our output speak for our loyalty to our country, the Constitution, and the entire Filipino. My dear colleagues, our defense against those who endanger the integrity of the House of Representatives is to fulfill our utmost priority, which is to bring forth the most significant and responsive pieces of legislation. By complementing the legislative agenda of the President, we stay true to our sworn duty despite pressure from all fronts. Our most important clients, the constituents we are duty-bound to serve, expect nothing less than the results founded on honesty, trustworthiness, and moral uprightness, non-negotiable demands that we must safeguard and deliver. Esteemed members of this chamber, since the moment I was elected as Speaker, it has always been this leadership's rallying point to pursue unity and ensure a fair and equitable distribution of government resources for the development of our regions, regardless of political affiliations. I emphasized then that politics of division has no place in this chamber. This still holds to this day, only now I reiterate this with a strong resolve and greater conviction. But let it be said, never must we countenance or allow others not so likely minded individuals who choose to malign or put down the image of this institution and dictate the direction we must go. I urge everyone to really rally behind our true moral compass, the will of the Filipino people. Tatayo ako laban sa sinuman na mananakot sa atin para masunod lamang ang gusto nila. Itindig ako tayong lahat para sa kapakanan ng bayan. Let us focus on the task at hand. When our goals are aligned, we could be an excellent force, propelling our country into unbridled progress. Let us ensure that our actions will promote development in all spheres of both the government and society. I have faith in each and every one of you, and together we will deliver. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
Mr. Speaker,
Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
session suspended.
Picture down.
Fight, everybody.
Bago 414, ito na muna. Last mo na yung 1414, di ba? Yeah, dito sa. Dito mo yun. Okay. Galit na galit.
Gani. Boss Bonnie ko pala to. Sabi ko, pag matatanda tulad ko, hindi na sinisita yung tie. Kasama na ako sa matanda, Boss Bonnie.
Dali na po, dali na po. Second batch.
Uy, gwapo.
Umupo ka rito.
Uy, Jack, hindi ka makikita dyan.
Sige, I will.
We have got Paul Colonel John Engineer.
Sige, sa Panson. Yes, he's in charge of isang school. Ito
Kon ba na si may timbang si Mayor ba?
No, sige, sabihin ko.
Nani sa Region 9 karon sa CIDG.
Picturean ko yung pangalan.
Colonel John Engineer.
Ha?
Doon ka? Sasama ka doon?
Ito yun. Resume na tayo. Resume.
Session is resumed. The majority leader is recognized. Kasi yung mga business of Canada.
May we request our members to kindly sit down? Mr. Speaker, I move to proceed with the reference of business.
Please proceed, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr.
there any
Speaker, I
objection?
move that we proceed with the reference of business.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Motion is approved. The Secretary General is now directed to read the title of the reference of business.
Reference of business, House Resolution 1414, entitled Resolution Upholding the Integrity and Honor of the House of Representatives and expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, House Resolution number 1414, entitled Resolution Upholding the Integrity and Honor of the House of Representatives and Expressing Appreciation and Solidarity in support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez was referred to the Committee on Rules. Mr. Speaker, upon authority granted by the Majority Leader by the Committee on Rules to act on House Resolution number 1414 and pursuant to Rule 19, Section 139 and 140 of the House Rules, and states, the House may constitute itself into a committee of the whole on the motion of the Majority Leader to act upon a bill or resolution. When the House constitutes itself into the committee of the whole, it functions as one committee acting upon a bill or resolution and conducting its proceedings like a regular committee with its membership composed of all the members of the House. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House be constituted into a committee of the whole in order for the House to consider resolution number 1414.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. Deputy Speaker Puno.
Mr. Speaker, in view of the approval of the motion to constitute the House into a committee of the whole to consider House Resolution number 1414, I move that the Honorable Majority Leader Manuel Jose Manix M. Dalipe be designated to preside over the committee of the whole, and Senior Deputy Majority Leader Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos be designated to act as the floor leader. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader Manuel Jose Manix M. Dilipe shall preside over the Committee of the Whole and Senior Deputy Majority Leader Ferdinand Alexander A. Marcos shall serve as the floor leader. The session is now suspended to give way to the proceedings of the Committee of the Whole.
The meeting of the Committee of the Whole is now called to order. Floor Leader,
Mr. Chairman, I move to dispense with the calling of the roll of members.
is there any objection? The chair hears none. The calling of the roll is dispensed. Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I now move for the consideration of House Resolution number 1414 and direct the Secretary General to read the title of the measure.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Resolution number 1414.
House Resolution number 1414, resolution upholding the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives and expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr. to sponsor the said measure.
Senior Deputy Speaker Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr. is recognized to sponsor the resolution. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride, honor, and fulfillment to rise today in this Committee of the Whole to sponsor and support House Resolution number 1414, upholding the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives and expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. The importance of this resolution cannot be overemphasized. It is our duty as members of this distinguished and respected institution, the House of the People, to express our collective energies and undivided attention and stand behind our leader, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez, in maintaining a dynamic, socially coherent, and independent legislature. We are impressed, satisfied, and very proud with the eminent leadership of Speaker Romualdez for his unwavering commitment is defending the dignity, integrity, and reputation of the House of Representatives. We are deeply touched by the strong leadership of Speaker Romualdez, who chose to uphold the dignity, honor, and our beloved institution and its members. With a stalwart leader like Speaker Romualdez, we are confident that no matter what obstacles may come our way, we will always stand strong and we will continue to perform and man the mandate entrusted to us by our Filipino people. Speaker Romualdez exemplary leadership is manifested in his just and fair dealing with the members of the House of the People of divergent political affiliations. It is in its way preserving the democratic values, knowing fully well that we not only represent the voice of the people, but we also advocate and fight for their interests in this august chamber. Indeed, the leadership of Speaker Martin not only laid down the foundation of a productive 19th Congress, but he has also created an atmosphere of certainty and trust. His strong, compassionate leadership brought all of us together to work on a common goal. Mr. Chairman, under the stewardship of the Speaker, the House of the People has achieved unprecedented success in passing vital legislations, including the passage of House Bill number 8980 or the 2024 General Appropriations Bill that would ensure the continued implementation of the government's programs, projects, and activities. In fact, Mr. Chairman, the recent survey speaks volume of Speaker Romualdez' unquestionable integrity and genuine commitment to the Filipino people. The Okta Research survey showed that the Speaker's trust rating jumped significantly by 22 points from 38% to 60% between 2022 and 2023. From July to October this year, his trust level rose by 6 points from 54% to 60%. In the same poll, the Speaker's performance satisfaction mark climbed by 17 points between 2020 to 2023, from 44% to 61%. From July to October 2023, his performance rating increased by 6 points from 55% to 61%. Needless to say, Mr. Chairman, this high trust level and performance rating of the Speaker is a reflection of the work that we do for the Filipino people indeed. The success of our Speaker Martin is the success of all of us. Ang tagumpay po ni Speaker Martin ay tagumpay ng bawat mambabatas here in the House of the People. Truly, Mr. Chairman, Speaker Romualdez is an exemplary leader with a true calling for a public service and who gives each one of us a sense of common purpose. We are very proud of what he has envisioned for the Filipino people and the whole nation. In the spirit, in the hope, the forged closer unity among us, I call upon each and every one of us, my esteemed colleagues, to support the adoption of House Resolution number 1414 to manifest to the Honorable Speaker, Ferdinand Martin Gomez Romualdez, that we stand firmly behind him, preserving the honor and integrity of the House of Representatives and pledging our allegiance and unity. So to all of you, my dear colleagues, Mr. Chairman, maraming salamat, dakal pong salamat, mabuhay si Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader. The gentleman from Albay, what's the pleasure? You're recognized.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Presiding Officer, to give context to this afternoon's meeting, of the House as a committee of the whole, may we be informed when was the last time the House was converted into a committee of the whole to consider a bill or resolution?
One minute suspension.
May partisipasyon ka pa.
Yes, dear man. Meeting resume. Floor leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, to answer the query of the gentleman from Albay, the last time the House convened as a committee on the whole was on the 16th of October, 2020.
And what was the nature of the subject matter of the bill or resolution which was considered by the House converted as the committee of the whole?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there were 4 bills that were considered by the Committee of the Whole. They were House Bill 7831, 7880, 7882, and House Bill 7884.
And may we know what were the subject matter of matters?
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
these
they were
bills?
They were bills in relation to an act authorizing the President to expedite the processing and issuance of national and local permits, licenses, and certifications in times of national emergency.
There were 4 bills mentioned. Can we get the specific title of said bills?
Per leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we'd be happy to provide the gentleman from Albay a copy of the titles of the said bills. However, it must be noted that they were consolidated by viva voce vote during the said committee session.
Member Lagman.
Mr. Speaker, when the House rejected the application for renewal of franchise by ABS-CBN, did the House convert itself in a committee of the whole?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
However, I believe that was not the said topic of the last time the House convened as the committee on the whole, as the record shows.
In other words, that preceded the last time the House converted itself to a committee of the whole. Or what is subsequent?
The query of the gentleman from Albay was in reference to the last time the House convened as a committee on the whole, which was October 16, 2020, in which the topic was the aforementioned 4 House bills.
And when was the House converted into committee of the whole to reject the application for renewal of franchise of ABS-CBN?
I believe it was the 13th of May of the same year,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Majority Leader, Acting Majority Leader. Mr. Presiding Officer, I have no problem with this resolution. But let us place this in context. For the record, what recent events transpired subverting the integrity of the House of Representatives to merit the consideration of this resolution?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I believe, as you know, during the break, there were threats against one of our House members and the House itself. So I believe this is a show of solidarity, not only towards our Speaker, but for the institution as a whole and its sanctity.
Well, I remember vividly there was a grave threat on the life of one of our members, the Honorable Franz Castro. But with respect to the whole House, was the integrity of the House challenged at any time during the break?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I believe it was put into question.
When was that? And what was that?
I could not give you the exact date, but I understand that it was done on a certain TV network, and some words were said to malign the reputation of our institution.
Can we put on record what words were used to malign the integrity of the House in that TV broadcast?
Mr. Chairman, I move to suspend session for a minute.
Session is suspended. This meeting of the Committee on the Whole is suspended. Meeting is resumed. Floor leader.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we recognize the representative from Pampanga, Senior Deputy Speaker Don Gonzales, to answer any other queries that the gentleman from Albay might have.
The representative from Pampanga, Senior Deputy Speaker Don Gonzales, recognized. You have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, could you please repeat the question?
In recent days, what events transpired wherein the integrity of the House has been challenged or subverted?
Mr. Chairman, if I'm not mistaken, that was October 6 or first week of October when I heard some bad news regarding the House of the People, our institution. That's why I think that I prepared a resolution to defend our institution, Mr. Chairman. I heard a lot, you know, the media, social media, all platforms. So I think all of us here, we are almost 312 congresspersons to defend the institution, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, we have to defend this institution. But what I am asking for, what were the overt acts which were uttered, which could be considered subverting or challenging the integrity of this House? Because the resolution is rather vague. It does not give us the proper background. So I'm asking this question not to question the resolution, but to give it some anchorage.
Well, I hate to say this, Mr. Chairman, but when I heard the word rotten, of course, I felt bad regarding Mr. Chairman.
I also would feel bad hearing that accusation that the House is rotten. But may we know who uttered that statement? Was it a comic or a leader or previous leader of this country?
Well, I think, Mr. Chairman, the gentleman from Albay knew who is that.
Why is the name of that accuser so sacrosanct that we cannot mention it before this body?
Mr. Chairman, can I ask
SDS
for
Gonzales.
1 minute suspension?
Meeting suspended.
Mr. Chairman, can we resume the session?
Meeting is resumed. Representative Gonzales, SDS Gonzales.
Mr. Chairman, I will answer the question of Congressman of Albay, Congressman Eche Lagman. But before I will answer your question, Mr. President of the PDP party, are you here? Mr. President, Congressman Alvarez, the one who uttered that word is our chairman from PDP Laban. Before I will answer, I will resign now as member and officer of PDP Laban. The former president, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the one who said that, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, he has said so many derisive utterances before, and he must answer for all of this, and I fully support this resolution, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
And that statement is also an accusation of the leadership of Speaker Martin Romualdez. And for that reason, I truly support this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Senior Deputy Speaker, for your candid answers.
Thank you very much, Member Lagman. Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Jose Joboy S. Aquino II for his manifestation.
Representative Jose Joboy Aquino II, you're recognized. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speakers, Minority Leader, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. The recent Okta Research Survey report conducted between September 30 and October 4 reveals the consistently high performance ratings of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. The public confidence affirms the solid and effective leadership of the Speaker in uplifting the welfare of all Filipinos. Indeed, the House of Representatives has become the true embodiment of the House of the People, because Speaker Romualdez's collaborative and unifying leadership has ensured the swift passage of people-centered and pro-poor legislation. We would like to commend Speaker Romualdez on his first in, last out brand of leadership that inspired members of the House and the Secretariat to collectively work hard with unwavering commitment, resulting to meaningful legislations for the benefit of the Filipino people. Let us be mindful that these trust ratings are testament to the dedication of Speaker Romualdez to maintain the integrity of this august chamber, and inspire every one of us to work hard and perform the mandate entrusted to us by the people. Likewise, it is important for me to highlight Speaker Romualdez's insightful appreciation of the invaluable role of surveys in governance. The survey serves as a guide in crafting government policies that reflect the people's needs and sentiments. His commitment to align legislative work with the needs and aspirations of the Filipinos is again a confirmation of his dedication to their welfare. Finally, we would like to laud and acknowledge that under the leadership of Speaker Romualdez, the House of Representatives has achieved unprecedented success in passing vital legislations, including that of passage of House Bill 8980 or the 2024 General Appropriations Bill that would ensure the continued implementation of the government's economic programs, projects, and activities. He has also championed other economic reform bills which demonstrated his foresight and dedication towards positive change in our economic landscape. Thank you, and let us continue to support Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez with utmost optimism and trust, knowing that he would always act with honesty and integrity, not only for our institution, but for every member of this House, and most especially for the welfare of the Filipino people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Albert S. Garcia for his manifestation.
Representative Albert S. Garcia of the 2nd District of Bataan, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. Dear colleagues, the NUP party leaders and members express its full support for the House leadership in its continuous efforts to provide quality service through the steadfast passage of various measures that promote sustainable growth for our fellow countrymen. Through the unwavering leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, the Legislative Chamber is able to aid the President's objective of building a robust economy post-pandemic and ensure that social and economic opportunities are accessible for every Filipino. Under the leadership of Speaker Romualdez, the House was able to pass all 20 priority bills identified by the President and the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council, or LEDAC, before year 2023 ends. In addition to this, there have been a significant number of measures crafted to propel economic recovery and continuous development for every sector. We support the move to improve spending efficiency through the realignment of confidential government funds in the proposed 2024 General Appropriations Act to other budget priorities in order to further uphold the President's socio-economic agenda and to promote greater budget transparency, openness, and accountability. Being at the forefront of public service, we see this declaration as an integral move to address the urgent needs of our fellow countrymen. The NUP deeply appreciate the efforts of the House leadership in ensuring that this legislative chamber continues to be united in working hand in hand to overcome the rising economic and security concerns of our country. This is the best time to show that this august chamber stands as one in support of the President's pursuit of guaranteeing the security and stability of our nation. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, once again, the National Unity Party express its full and unwavering support to Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez and House Bill 1414. Maraming salamat po.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Robert Ace Barbers for his manifestation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The distinguished gentleman from the 2nd District of Surigao del Norte is recognized. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. Chairman, allow me to read the statement in behalf of the Nationalista Party. We, the members of the Nationalista Party, affirm our full support and appreciation to Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez as he continues to uphold and defend the integrity and independence of the House of Representatives. This ensures that each member of the House will be able to perform their duties as duly elected representatives of the people with pride and conviction. We believe that with his strong work ethic and quiet but purposeful leadership, the House of Representatives will remain a valuable partner of the current administration in crafting legislations for the betterment of the Filipino people. We also congratulate Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez for garnering a trust rating of 60% and a performance rating of 61% as reflected in the latest Okta survey ratings. These ratings are a reflection of his strong leadership, which enabled the House of the People to pass the General Appropriations Bill for 2024 in record time and passed months ahead of schedule all 20 LEDAC priority measures targeted for 2023. Once again, on behalf of the members of the Nationalista Party, congratulations and mabuhay, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Michael John Arduavit for his manifestation.
The Chair would like to recognize the distinguished gentleman from the 1st District of Rizal. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. As members of the House of Representatives, we follow a hierarchy of loyalty. First and foremost is loyalty to the state, embodied partially by our individual constituencies. Second, our institution, which has been assailed, and only then our respective parties. Having said that, as the administrative head of our party, the Nationalist People's Coalition in the House of Representatives, we strongly reaffirm our decision made on the 25th of June 2022 to elect Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez as first among equals, the Speaker of our House. In doing so, we also reaffirm our loyalty to this institution and reaffirm our loyalty to the Republic of the Philippines. We support Resolution 1414. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Representative Duabit of the 1st District of Rizal. Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Johnny T. Pimentel for his manifestation.
The Chair would like to recognize from the 2nd District of Surigao del Sur, Representative Pimentel. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, the Partido Demokratiko Pilipino, Lakas ng Bayan, reaffirms our steadfast support for House Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. We wholeheartedly stand behind his leadership and acknowledge his exceptional performance as evidenced by the substantial increase in his trust ratings from 38% to 60% between 2022 and 2023. This remarkable achievement underscores his sterling commitment to serve the Filipino people and recognizes the reality that we are truly in the right direction in effecting unity and change in the service of our people. We can do more, and we can still do better. A visionary and activist in equal measure, Speaker Romualdez's leadership style has truly transformed the House of Representatives into a genuine House of the people. His commitment to align legislative work with the needs of our fellow Filipinos and pro-poor initiatives is both admirable and inspiring, and reflects the results of these recent surveys. We sincerely believe that our collective efforts in the enactment of important legislative measures were made in the best interest of our people. It is essential to recognize that this Congress fully respects and firmly abides by the jurisprudence in the passage of various appropriation and revenue bills. It is imperative that we promote a unified and unifying leadership for our people at these critical times with the hard work, dedication, and commitment to principled unity of our members. Congress will continue to provide steadfast and solid support for the legislative priorities of this administration. Mr. Speaker, the Partido Demokratiko Pilipino, Lakas ng Bayan, reiterates our commitment to uphold the integrity of this institution and affirms our solidarity to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to recognize Representative Margarita Migs Nograles for her manifestation.
The Chair would like to give the floor to Representative Nograles of PBA Party List.
Mr. Chair, esteemed members of the House of Representatives, I rise on a matter of collective consensus for and on behalf of the Party List Coalition Foundation Incorporation, or the PCFI, headed by the Honorable Elizalde Co. We, the PCFI, stand before you today to uphold the integrity of the House of Representatives and affirm our support to Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. As representatives coming from a diverse spectrum and sectors of partyless organizations, we acknowledge the profound significance of a steadfast and principled leadership in steering our legislative actions and assuring that the interests of the Filipino people are not just rightfully represented, but also effectively championed. Speaker Romualdez has consistently displayed and continues to do so a unique blend of astute leadership, unwavering dedication, and unwearied integrity, all of which earns our deepest respect. The recent trust ratings reveal that public confidence in Speaker Romualdez's leadership is increasing. As such, it provides a testament to his unrelenting commitment to ensure an independent, efficient, and effective leadership process. Likewise, the high trust rating of the Honorable Speaker Romualdez shows a clear manifestation that the people themselves have felt and feel the impact of our work here in Congress. Under the judicious stewardship of Speaker Romualdez, we have successfully enacted significant legislations that directly address the urgent needs and aspirations of all our constituents as members of the House of Representatives. This includes the 5.768 trillion peso national budget for 2024, which propels and drives the vision of our beloved President, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., for a steadfast and united nation at para sa bagong Pilipinas. The persistent dedication of Speaker Romualdez to the legislative process is an instrumental and driving force for the House to move forward for this enables us to tackle critical issues and enact crucial laws that significantly contribute to our nation's progress and future. We, the PCFI, reaffirm our collective decision and unflinching position to protect national security and improve public welfare. Equally, we re-emphasize commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical governance, which is clearly validated by our clean financial records as attested by the Commission on Audit. Evidently, the inclusive and collaborative leadership style of Speaker Romualdez has created an atmosphere of unity and cooperation amongst us, surpassing political affiliations. His ability to unify the diverse voices of every member of the House and forge consensus among us is an undeniable testament to his exceptional leadership skills. We also applaud Speaker Romualdez's steadfast dedication to upholding the principles of transparency, accountability, and ethical governance. His unwavering commitment to these values has played a pivotal role in revitalizing public trust in our institution and fortifying the credibility of the House of Representatives as the voice of the people. As members of the Party-list Coalition, we stand united in our appreciation and solidarity with Speaker Romualdez. We pledge to continue working in unison with him and our fellow lawmakers to fulfill our mandate of advancing the welfare and interests of the various marginalized sectors we each represent. Once again, we, the PCFI, reiterate and recommit our unwavering support for Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez's leadership and reaffirms to continue our commitment to upholding the integrity of the House of Representatives. Together, let us persist in our legislative endeavors, stay united in our shared mission to serve the Filipino people, and remain unshaken in our mandate to shape a brighter future for our nation. Thank you, Mr. Chair and fellow colleagues.
Thank you very much, Representative Nograles, PBA Party List. Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that we recognize Representative Erwin T. Tulfo for his manifestation.
The Chair would like to recognize the distinguished gentleman from ACT-CIS Party List. You have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, as the #1 party list in Congress, I'd like to speak on behalf of our group. Mr. Chairman, I strongly and wholeheartedly support House Resolution number 1414, upholding the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives. It is crucial for us to maintain the trust and respect of the people in the legislature. And I believe this resolution will reaffirm our commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct in governance. Expressing this sense of the House of Representatives through this resolution is a positive step towards ensuring that we, the duly elected representatives of the people, are dedicated to serve the best interests of the Filipino people with utmost integrity. With a sentiment I wish to express our sincere appreciation for and wholehearted support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. Under his guidance, the House of Representatives has shown remarkable dedication to addressing the pressing issues facing the entire nation. We are also a witness to the Speaker's commitment to promoting unity and cooperation among the members of the House, which is truly commendable. His brand of leadership embodies not only transparency and integrity, but also fairness and equality. We stand in full support of Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez's leadership of the House of Representatives and his efforts to serve the Filipino people and uphold the principles of our democracy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Representative Tulfo of ACT-CIS Party List. Floor Leader.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move that we recognize Representative Toby Tiangco for his manifestation.
The Chair would like to recognize the distinguished gentleman from the Lone District of Navota City. You have the floor.
Thank you, Senior Deputy Majority Leader, and thank you to our Chairman. Dear colleagues, I join the esteemed leaders of all political parties in the House of Representatives in congratulating Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez for his high trust rating based on Okta Research's latest report. According to the third quarter survey by Okta Research, House Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez has garnered a 60% trust rating and a 61% performance rating, an increase of 6% from July to October 4 of this year, and a significant 22% increase from 2022. Speaker Romualdez himself attributes these positive ratings to the united efforts of the House in serving the Filipino people. Every decision made and every bill passed reflects the commitment and consensus resulting from a series of open and sometimes contentious deliberations by the members of this House with diverse political persuasions. Under his leadership, with the majority support of equally dedicated members who prioritize initiatives aligned with the people's desires, the House of Representatives passed the 5.768 trillion national budget for 2024. The House of Representatives and its members are always ready to make our beloved Philippines a peaceful, strong, and prosperous nation. And we shall remain steadfast in addressing pressing issues that impact ordinary Filipinos. Without an iota of doubt, our collective action will continue to pursue responsive and relevant legislations to address social inequities and economic disparities. The House of Representatives, under the leadership of Speaker Romualdez, will persist in bringing about policies that will enhance the well-being of every Filipino. Thank you very much.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, there being no people left who wish to make a manifestation, I move to adopt House Resolution number 1414 without amendment.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution number 1414 without amendment. As many as in favor of House Resolution number 1414, please say aye. As many are against, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1414 is adopted without amendment. Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Secretariat be directed to prepare the report of the Committee of the Whole on House Resolution number 1414 and thereafter distribute copies of the said report to all members.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretariat is directed to prepare the report of the Committee of the Whole and thereafter distribute the copies of the said report to all members. Floor Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the suspension of the meeting to allow the Secretariat to perform their assigned tasks.
Meeting is suspended. Resume ka na. Ha? Meeting is resumed. Floor leader.
Mr. Chairman, copies of the report of the Committee of the Whole House on House Resolution number 1414, as prepared by the Secretariat, have been distributed to all members present. I move to approve the said committee report.
There is a motion to approve the report of the Committee of the Whole. As many as in favor of the committee report, please say aye. As many are against, please say nay. The ayes have it. The committee report is approved. Floor leader.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Rule 59, Section 140 of the Rules of the House, the Chairman is instructed to report its action to the House.
Noted.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn the meeting of the Committee of the Whole.
Mr. Chairman.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I withdraw my motion and move to recognize the Minority Leader.
The minority leaders recognized.
Suspended, Mr. Chairman.
Meeting suspended. Meetings resumed.
Yes,
Floor leader.
Mr. Chairman, as I previously stated, I move to adjourn the meeting of the Committee of the Whole.
The meeting of the Committee of the Whole is adjourned.
Session resume. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to proceed with the additional reference of business.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the additional reference.
Additional reference of business. Committee report number 813, submitted by the Committee of the Whole House. House Resolution number 1414, entitled Resolution Upholding the Integrity and Honor of the House of Representatives and Expressing Appreciation, Solidarity, and Support to the Leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. Sponsors, Representative Delipe, Marcos, Gonzalez Aurelio.
To the Committee on Rules. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business, I move to consider House Resolution number 1414 as contained in Committee Report number 813, submitted by the Committee of the Whole House, and direct the Secretary General to read the title of the measure.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the House Resolution number 1414.
House Resolution number 1414, resolution upholding the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives and expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez.
Floor Leader.
Mr. Speaker, as chairperson of the Committee of the Whole House, it is my honor to sponsor House Resolution number 1414 as contained in Committee Report number 813, submitted by the Committee of the Whole House. Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the House of Representatives, under the leadership of the Honorable Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, has been characterized by trailblazing leadership that has moved legislators to collectively work for the realization of developmental and innovative legislative action, unprecedented in scale and monumental in terms of its enduring impact to Philippine society. Seeing how the House leadership continuously changed lives of many, it enthuses me and the majority of the members of the August Chamber to support the leadership of Speaker Romualdez. The encompassing majority believes that if we continue to work together, the House of Representatives could more effectively alleviate poverty, build on a stronger future ahead, and compete on efficiencies through laws, measures, and policies that strengthen our republic and address the most pressing issues confronting us today. The majority believes that this chamber could achieve all this and many more under the thriving and inspirational leadership of Speaker Romualdez. While we recognize that legitimate criticisms are but part of the organs of democracy, we are unfazed. We continue to improve our delivery of our constitutionally mandated obligation to serve the people through legislation. As guardians of the Filipino people's rights and interests, House members are duty-bound to ensure that we are armed with the people's collective consciousness to help us discern whenever good leadership works and when political power is being wielded as a weapon of oppression and counterproductivity. We are guided by our moral compass and our constituents' trust and confidence in making sure that we advocate comprehensive and inclusive growth for all. We recognize significant accomplishments and express gratitude for the great work done. This august body has seen its more than fair share of challenges, given the imperative duty to initiate key appropriation and revenue measures. Rising to the challenge, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Speaker unceasingly and proficiently willed us to be united and resolute in approving measures to maintain the upward growth for our economy, increase job and income opportunities for all Filipinos. With this guidance, we remain steadfast in His face of this immense responsibility. Leading a 309-member legislature is no mean feat. As your majority leader, I should be the first to know, but Speaker Romualdez has shown his mettle in leading the charge to pass the 2024 General Appropriations Bill on time, as well as to approve all 20 LEDAC priority bills in 3 months ahead of schedule. It is rare to find leaders who could sow unity among members of the House of Representatives. It takes more than just finding consensus amongst us. It requires molding and creating this consensus. An effective leader does not merely march on where the path may lead. He takes an unpaved road and creates a trail for the rest to follow. The House of Representatives requires a shared vision that could pave way for synergy and targeted, concise, and definitive action. It is therefore but proper that we stand firm in support of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez for his exceptional, reformative, and effective leadership. Let us also continue to uphold the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives as it continues to exemplify the essence of democracy, ensuring the voice of the Filipinos through their elected representatives is valued and acted upon in form of legislation. Mr. Speaker, today I declare that I am fortunate to have known in this lifetime a kind of leader who embodies these characteristics. It is with great honor that I am serving as a member of this esteemed body along with a leader who could stand tall in the middle of adversity and emerge victorious like a rock unmoved by relentless waves that attempt to overthrow it. To express the majority's full and unequivocal support to the continued leadership of Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, it is my pride and distinct honor to sponsor Committee Report number 813 of the Committee of the Whole, upholding the integrity, the honor of the House of Representatives and expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt House Resolution number 1414.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution number 1414.
Second.
As many are in favor to the House Resolution number 414, please say aye. And those who are against, please say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution number 1414 is now adopted.
Mr.
Your leader.
Mr. Speaker.
Your leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the distinguished minority leader, Representative Marcelino C. Libanan, to make a manifestation, to explain his vote.
The representative of the party list for peace, the minority leader, Marcelino Libanan, you are recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Majority Leader. The poet Alfred Lord Tennyson once wrote these words to describe a besieged light brigade of the British Army. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered. Mr. Speaker, this is how we, as an institution and as members of the House of the People, feel as cannons to our right, left, and behind us volley and thunder, fired by certain quarters in the Philippine society, quarters that have failed to move on and to move forward. But we shall not be like the soldiers of the Light Brigade. Today, the House, as the Committee of the Whole, has collectively, majority and minority alike, stood together to defend the integrity of this august institution from the onslaught of a few who still hold illusions to powers. Today, I rise both as four-piece party list representative and House Minority Leader to explain that we should not and we should never countenance assaults against the integrity of the House of the People and its leadership. During the 11th to the 13th Congresses of the Philippines, I was a member of the House as representative of the Lone District of Eastern Samar. Now, I am a representative of four-piece party list. All this time, and even during the hiatus of my service in this House, I can say that this, the 19th Congress, has been the most productive of them all. Upon submission by the Executive Department of the National Expenditure Program, we immediately buckled down and closely scrutinized the proposed national budget and come up with our version of the General Appropriations Bill long before the end of the calendar year. We have in the 19th Congress relegated the reenacted budget, quote unquote, into the dustbins of the past. The first regular session of the 19th Congress also saw this House of the People passing up to third reading about 90% of the executive and LEDAC priority bills. Quantity and, more importantly, quality bills have been passed by the House of the People during the first regular session. That we have been able to achieve this feat is due to the able leadership of the House, most especially our beloved Speaker, Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez. With Speaker Romualdez at the helm, we have been able to navigate the labyrinth of the legislative process and produce quality legislation. We have done so, Mr. Speaker, by respecting the various divergent points of view of individual House members who stand to speak their minds. We have done so, Mr. Speaker, without railroading legislation or stifling the voice of those in the minority as well as those in the majority. This, Mr. Speaker, is true democracy in real time. Thus, I stand here today and abast in my support for our Speaker and the House of the People. Although our leadership and our institution has been found itself besieged like troops of the Light Brigade, we shall not be like those hapless soldiers. Instead, today we stand tall and proud in our defense of the House, its members, its leadership. Today, let us raise the flag of the House as the soldiers in Iwo Jima, the soldiers in Iwo Jima did. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minority Leader.
Minority Leader.
Majority Leader is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adjourn session until tomorrow, November 7 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is there any objection for the adjournment? If there is none, session adjourned until tomorrow, November 7, Tuesday, at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay naman, di ba?